What's up guys, it's me, Emily G, back at Chicken with another commentary video. It's been about a week since my last commentary video and I miss filming and I wanted to sit down and do some videos with you guys. And I actually tried to film this past weekend, I promise, but my neighbor was being very loud again and I just could not stay awake long enough to wait for him to go to bed, which is ridiculous. And I actually had somebody comment on something recent. Please don't try to find it or anything, but I had somebody comment that it was very ironic of me that I was complaining about my neighbor being loud because I was being mean to them. And it's very ironic because I cover people on the internet being mean. And so how dare I be mean about my neighbor being loud? And to that I say, you must be my neighbor. Welcome to the channel, neighbor. Please keep it down while I'm trying to film. Anyways, I don't even think I'm that loud. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about today, but before we get into that, just a little housekeeping. I've got my background and lighting, and if there's anything you think I can improve on, please let me know since I'm new to YouTube. And since I'm new, let's grow this channel a little bit. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video and interact with it. Do whatever you want. Comment what state you're watching from. Comment what country you're watching from. Comment your social security number. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I also have a thumb injury. But mostly I have a toe injury actually. But I'm not going to tell you about that. And I'm not going to show you my toes. That's something for like a future OnlyFans or something when I like really give up. And anyways, we're off to a good start here. Let's get right into it. We're talking today about Emiru. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I apologize if I'm mixing it up. But Emiru is a Twitch streamer, pretty big streamer on Twitch, which is a different platform than YouTube, obviously, and I don't really go on Twitch. In fact, I don't think I've ever been on Twitch at all watching anything. It's just not, it doesn't interest me because I like YouTube, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But she's fairly popular on the platform, and you may have heard her name recently within the past few months. There was a whole Emiru TwitchCon situation, in which the abridged version is that TwitchCon, or Twitch, was under fire because somebody attacked her, I guess. Somebody came up and jumped the line and kissed her without permission and consent. And it all happened so quick and none of the bodyguards did anything. And they weren't her bodyguards, they were people that Twitch provided. And Twitch was really unhelpful in the situation of giving her protection and security and also trying to like find the guy afterwards. They really dropped the ball and it was terrible, and her security wasn't even allowed there because Twitch had banned them for something previous, yada yada yada. Not a big fan of Twitch. Maybe that's why I don't go on it. Oops, I don't know. But anyways, Emiru is in the, not local news, but not mainstream, but like Emiru is in social news lately because there's a clip going around where she is on stream and one of her chatters asks her about ice and her opinion on ice, which is, as we know, not ice cubes. It's like ICE, the immigration, God, what is it? Hang on. U.S. Immigrations and Custom Enforcement. Sorry, I kind of am drawing a blank. I have a little brain fog going on at the moment because I couldn't sleep because my neighbor was loud and my toe hurts. So welcome to my life. Anyways. But yeah, so somebody was asking her about the immigration and customs enforcement and her opinion on ICE, as people are calling it, as most people call it. And she was kind of playing, I don't want to say playing dumb, because if she wasn't, then it's like I'm calling her dumb, but she kind of evaded the question. And she had said like, oh, like, I thought you were talking about like ice cubes. And like, cute, quirky, I get it. And I understand that, like, again, like, I just had a blank and couldn't remember what it was called. But when someone says to you in this political day and age, like, what's your opinion on ice? They're not talking about water. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'll try to put the clip on screen, but I also want to read, like, from her quotes. I don't think I can put the clip on screen, actually, because the one that I found had a bunch of music in the background, and I don't want to get this video taken down and copyright struck because I think it's an important topic and I do have a lot of thoughts to share on it. But basically, after this, she came under fire. Forgive me, I have to grab my phone. After this, she came under fire from the internet, mostly Twitter, I guess, because people were saying like, you weren't standing up about ICE, you weren't talking about how you feel about it, like, we want a definitive answer. And I think we as the internet are in an age of it's very good to have an opinion. You know what I mean? And people don't like people opinions, but if there's one thing that the internet hates more than an opinion that's not theirs, it's not having an opinion at all. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, I don't like who you voted for. Oh, I didn't vote. Oh, I hate you even more. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like that. At least me, I'm like, I like people who have opinions. And so in this like fairly long clip, she really kind of didn't answer the question. And she also said something along the lines of, and I'll try to pull that little snippet and put it on screen if I can, but she said something like,
there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to, like, get off the internet. Like, just stop. Like, hello? Like,
she said something like, if you guys are coming on Twitch to get your opinion about politics from somebody online who doesn't even know much about politics, like, you need to get off the internet. And a lot of people were like, well, first of all, like, your whole job is the internet, so why are you telling us to go touch grass? And second of all, like, you as a public figure have, like, surely you must have some political opinions. And I also kind of agree in the sense that, like, how are you going to harbor this audience but not share what you care about? You know what I mean? And so let's read her statement, because she put out a long statement on Twitch about this. And I'll try to put the clip in if I can. Here's the clip. All right, if nothing happened, I didn't put the clip in. But if it did happen, as you can see, she's very dismissive in this, I think. So here is the tweet that we get into. And this came out 2 days ago from now, so Monday-ish. She says, hello, it's very rare and I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out here, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating around a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who is hurt or shocked by it. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ICE. I'm not someone who normally comments or gives my opinions on serious world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agency. You can see in the clip when I say thoughts on ICE, there's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. Now, I again can't put any of the clips on screen because the ones that I can find have some music in the background, but I did watch a full version of the clip that's quite a little much longer, and yeah, it didn't click, but also that's alarming to me in itself. I guess, like, if the excuse is, oh, I'm not political, so it didn't occur to me you meant something about politics, my answer is get political. It's 2026. It doesn't have to be your whole life, but you need to know what's going on. And if you feel like you don't, then my God, how privileged are you? Do you have no one in your life who is affected by this? No one who is scared? Like, I guess what a privileged life, but it really shows you who you hang out around. And we'll get to that part too. She continues, to clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being, I have to bleep that out, or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is very cruel and messed up. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy. I get what she's saying, I like it, I agree, but when she says this part here in the middle, I understand that it's a very cruel and messed up place and you don't have to know politics to know that. Yes, but at the same time, I think you'd probably be better off or worse off, but ignorance, you're choosing ignorance here when you choose not to learn about these things, because there's clearly so much information and evidence and history about this out there that when you decide to just say, oh, it's all terrible, I agree it's terrible, you're choosing not to look at the details that matter, because details matter here. Maybe I'm reading too into it. Let's keep it civil, but let me know your thoughts below. She says, I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and very intentionally malicious clipped post. Which again, I've seen the full post, so I know how it goes. She didn't really make comments on ICE. I guess she was talking about ice cubes, or so she tried to play it off. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers, and it's becoming more and more common. But it should go without saying, no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. Sorry, my fridge is making noise. It's the ice. That's not funny. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try and focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try to take up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that is why I avoided talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, does bad things, I have to cross out the word, but you can probably see it there, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. I've always been a creator who is friends or on good terms with basically everybody. And again, like, it's great to be courteous and nice. But in today's day and age, it's hard to be friends with everybody when people are voicing opinions that go against people's basic human rights. And on this channel, I'm like, listen, like, come in, like, let's have a conversation. But we get to a certain point where I'm like, I just don't care to have a discussion with you because I can't change your mind about anything. And I think having certain people in my circle we need to shut that down because people should know that that's not okay. You know what I mean? It's like you're supposed to draw the line somewhere. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you'd be friends with really everybody. And we're learning that lots of people are terrible people. Streamers in Texas, in LA, in all different bubbles, and this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it is certainly not because I am okay with vile behavior. Not ABUSC, not essay, nor PDF filing. These guys did their best to hide their behavior, not only from me, but from everyone around us, as long as they possibly could. As serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make content with them again. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them, of course, were something the streamer community here talked extensively about and affected a lot of us. I am not part of the streamer community, so I don't know what's going on, so take my opinion here with a grain of salt. But from an outsider who has seen the clip, who has watched it in full, and who is reading this and seeing the comments online, I get it. I get that you can make friends with somebody and you don't quite know them until stuff hits the fan, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we'll talk later in this video, it looks like she's making friends actively or participating in events with people or starting projects with people who are very open about hateful things and things that many people would call bad acting. I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in the streamer community activities, a lot of which in Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of stuff isn't welcome. Isn't welcome. I can curse on here, I don't care. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Well, hopefully this makes it more clear. Anyone who abuses people or children is not my friend and will never be again. Always has been that way and always will continue to be that way. I know this won't stop people from taking issues with the way I do things. I don't expect it to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just want to finally say something because of the speculation and lies. We're getting out of control. It's likely to continue, but I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported and unsafe. Like there's one less person trying to send hatred their way. And that's a great message, right? But I feel like we enter a territory online where people can just say, oh, that was clipped. Oh, it wasn't the full thing. Oh, it was taken out of context. And it's a dangerous topic to discuss because while yes, that does happen. While yes, that does happen, I feel like it's also often used as an excuse. Like, I'll try to pin the full clip down below if I can find one without music, or put it on screen or whatever, but the clip is out there, right? Like, you brush it off. I don't know. It's very interesting to me. And once over, what's also interesting to me is that there were some things circulating around about Emiru and how she had worked on this podcast with Asmongold, I think is his name. And again, I don't watch Emiru, I don't watch Asmongold, but just doing a little mini deep dive on these people, because it's an interesting topic to me, especially since I had heard about Emiru with the TwitchCon stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'll bite. What's this about? But Asmongold, as far as I am aware, as someone who doesn't watch the content, but, did some research on him, it seems like he's a political streamer, I guess, that has some more right-leaning opinions, at least as of late, and controversial opinions on certain topics. He goes the whole anti-woke kind of route, right? Stuff that I don't personally agree with. And that's fine, right? But I don't know, for her to say, I'm making sure, like, I'm taking care of people in my circle, and I'm really being cautious about who I let in, and I'm trying to be friends with everybody at the same time, is a little misleading. And I also think it's kind of unfair to be like, I love everybody, I want everybody to be non-hateful and spread love, and I don't want anyone to live in fear. But then, like, you've only recently partnered with these people. I don't think her podcast, I forget the name of it, it's like a food kind of thing. I'll try to put it on screen or something. I don't think her podcast with an anti-woke, right-leaning politics debate guy on Twitch, left foot, right foot, whatever, is kind of helping your stance here. I just find that interesting. And once moreover, if you haven't got it already, I have certain beliefs. And so I feel like now is a good time to tell you this, right? I don't want to be political on my channel. I feel like covering this topic, I'm like, what a hypocrite I would be if I was like, I'm not going to talk about my personal beliefs, but I'm going to criticize Emiru for not putting hers out there. Because again, the internet loves people that have an opinion. And I also appreciate when people have a strong opinion about something, because then you get it all out there. There's no secrets, you know what I mean? And so as much as I don't want to be political, I just like covering the drama of the internet because I'm on the internet and stuff happens and it's interesting to me. I don't plan to really get political on here at all. But since we're here, it would be misleading of me and hypocritical of me to not cover it. So I can say just full out here, bring woke back. I'm woke. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I think they're trying to flip the terms and make it all funny. We need to get woke again. Let's do it, right? Fuck ICE. Fuck it to hell, okay? Don't like, oh, we need to, not defund. We need to dismantle it, okay? There's no like, let's like reshape how it is. Get rid of it, okay? Oh, they're illegal. I don't care. And I know some of these ain't gonna hit with everybody, and that's fine. But like, I don't care. Oh, well, Emily, they're stealing our jobs. No, they're not. Right? What else? Yeah, fuck ICE, protect the dolls. I don't know. All of that. I do know, but I'm drawing a blank because I'm really tired. So yeah, those are some of my opinions. And if anyone else wants to know my opinions, DM me. You know what I mean? Or don't DM me, I guess. But, comment down below. We can talk about stuff. And there, of course, are opinions out there that I haven't formed yet. You know what I mean? And stuff that I still go back and forth on. But I have some very strong opinions about certain things. Oh, here's another one, right? Like, let's protect the children that are already out there. Women's bodies are theirs and no one else's. Where else do we go from here? Let's put some more education inside the prison system. legalize and regulate marijuana. I don't know. I'm just giving you like the slogans because no one likes to read, you know what I mean? But those are some of my opinions out there. And yeah, that's about it. Anyways, I just figured I should share my opinion so I'm not a hypocrite, but also hopefully you know where I'm at, because I would feel not super bad, but I would feel a little like funny if you guys were watching me and thinking I believed a certain way and supporting me, and then you find out like, oh, she actually, like, we don't align at all, and now I regret supporting her. And it's like, girl, like, I would feel that way too. Like, if there was someone online that I really liked and spent my time watching and supported them and helped them out, and then they were like, oh, actually, I don't care about any of that. Take a lot of politicians or a lot of mainstream celebrities and singers and artists out there, you know, who do that. So it does matter. And you can separate the art from the art, but only, or the artist from the art, but only a little. So I hope this video wasn't too rambly. I'm trying to keep it shorter, and I hope I covered this topic okay. Again, I don't know the players all too well, but I feel like from an outsider's perspective, it's interesting to see where I lie on this. And I also just wanted to get the discussion started of like, hey, thanks for supporting me, and if our values align, that's extra great, because if not, I would feel a little bad that you support me. And I want to have that discussion down below, because I don't plan to make my channel political at all, yet politics, it's involved in everything, you know what I mean, whether or not we want it to be. And so when we're talking about internet drama, there's gonna be something political about it, you know what I mean? It's just, again, like, you can't avoid it. So to say like I'm not into it, I think is just so ignorant, you know, so voluntarily, you being voluntarily, you know, ignorant about it. So it's a choice for sure. Maybe the wrong one. Anyways, anyways, I will see you all in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, that's it.